News at 10.
Former U.S. Attorney Tim Heaphy released the findings of his review, saying that police failed to protect many people during the violence that occurred in Charlottesville this summer.
Heaphy says the major mistakes were a failure to prepare and a serious lack of communication with the community. NBC 29's Taylor Gleason has the story.
The violence that occurred in our community was troubling. It was troubling for the people involved. It was troubling for everybody who watched it unfold.
One big failure is how Tim Heaphy describes the violent events that happened in Charlottesville this summer.
There was a sense we found of, we got this. The police department believed that they could handle this without needing to go consult those outside experts.
Former U.S. Attorney Tim Heaphy presented his official review of the events. The 200-page document says a large failure was police staying away from the chaos on East Market Street in August.
They were behind barricades, so they weren't amongst the crowd, interacting, dispersing, de-escalating.
Police were even told to stay back.
We had evidence from a couple of people in the command center that the chief actually said, "Lo, let them fight. Let them fight for a little while. It will make it easier to declare an unlawful assembly."
It is very critical of the police, and reveals some very damning information about the chief. Hiding communication in off-state platforms, communication platforms.
Why don't you do your doggone job?
Heaphy says Chief Al Thomas purposely deleted text messages and created a private email during the review. Thomas hopes wounds are able to be mended.
We are a community divided. We're still a community in crisis. This community needs leadership now more than ever before. It's not a time for finger pointing.
Heaphy says some police officers had no clue what they were supposed to do in each incident in May, July, and August.
We did get a substantial amount of new information nobody knew about.
Many living in Charlottesville say their trust in the city government was thin to begin with. This report may now be the nail in the coffin.
I have no confidence that the leadership of this community can actually effectuate a change in the relationship between the police department and the community.
In Charlottesville, Taylor Gleason, NBC 29 News.
Heaphy has been asked to present to the General Assembly the findings of his independent review. The report goes before City Council on Monday night at 7, and there will be public comment afterwards. Charlottesville City Manager Maurice Jones issued a written statement this afternoon in response to that Heaphy report.
In it, Jones says even though the city doesn't agree with all of the findings, it appreciates Heaphy's work. Jones also offered an apology to the community, saying, quote, "On a number of fronts, as the report acknowledges, we succeeded in protecting our city to the best of our abilities. But in other areas, we and our law enforcement partner in the Virginia State Police undoubtedly fell short of expectations, and for that, we are profoundly sorry." Jones also says the city is developing an action plan that will be unveiled at Monday night's council meeting. That plan is expected to outline what policies are still to be addressed and give a timeline for implementing them.
One of the last cases to be looked at from the July 8th KKK rally was no prost in court this morning. That means the charge is essentially dropped, but it could come back. Tracy Jean Redd was arrested back on July 8th for obstructing justice during that event. Many of the defendants were accused of preventing the Klan members from entering the park to hold their permit-approved event. The majority of those cases were also no prost.